Welcome to the Tea Party with Marty Abernathy, a show by an ultra-feminine, meek, shy, totally unopinionated trans woman that seeks to listen to both sides and does not make fun of TERFs. You've listened to the show, right? You still want me to say this? Okay. Here's your host, Marty Abernathy.
I just noticed my hair's just blowing in the wind. It's because I got a fan behind me. To be honest with you, I'm thrilled that I can do that because this mic is awesome. I have to be right in front of it, but if I'm this far away, you can't hear a lot. The fan's back there, so you can't hear it at all. Yay! Welcome to the Tea Party, everybody. Tonight's show, I don't know. Jordan Joan P's in the chat. I don't know where Jonathan is. Late as usual. I'm late as usual. That's all right. Oh. So, tonight on the show, I don't know how long the show's going to be. I mean, that's normal for the show. We have some content that's I don't even know, to be honest. But we'll see where it goes. I just realized that also that my playlist has already got videos kind of somewhere that it shouldn't. So anyways, if you want to help the show out, you can go to teapartypodcast.com. You can sign up to all my social media sites. You can join the Patreon from there. You can even go to the sites that I don't normally go to. I do have accounts on Parler and Gab, which I think is funny because I couldn't find a good icon for Gab, so I just made it a middle finger. It made me giggle a little bit. So, today's been kind of a weird day for me because I had some TikTok drama, a tiny bit. That's not so much it as the UK's been described as Turf Island a bit, and there was a pretty major victory today. If you're keeping track, we have someone named Cara Bell that detransitioned from male back to female and then sued the providers that gave her the care to transition, because with informed consent she literally sued them because they followed the procedures. And in the UK, the procedures are a lot more strict than they are in the United States. The standard of care is a lot more conservative. They do what's called watchful waiting. That's not a thing in the US. Not outside of conservative religious therapists. So Evan's one of my favorites. He actually is a writer for I forget the website. But he also is a comment moderator, I believe. But he said, fuck Carabelle forever, though. How many trans boys did she hurt with her narcissistic lawsuit? Detransitioners who restrict trans access to medical care can suck every single cock I've got. Now, first off, what I find hilarious about this is Evan is trans. He's a trans man. So if you look through He says, as I mentioned, I'm not from the UK, but trans medical care is similar to other treatments. So I assume if a court was somehow misled or mistaken on this, it will eventually be overturned on appeal. And of course, you have the TERFs coming in, reported. And then, are you identifying as a misogynist? Given that the joke is that every single cock he's got as a trans man, people are they're either thick on purpose, which is what I believe. But people that are in these groups, they're just, Sandy Stone said you can't debate hate, and I believe that with all my heart. Because they aren't rational, they don't care about the truth, they don't care about like any moral consistency at all. It's all about their rhetoric. Who they remind me most of is Christians. Because Christians basically have their rhetoric and everything revolves around that rhetoric. And if it makes sense, good. But if it doesn't, that's okay too. They don't have to be morally consistent. They don't care. So I don't know why I'm drinking so much. But yeah, I mean, it seems like to me that the success that they had, that Bell had suing, was short-lived, thank God. And it did, I to be honest with you, I didn't think that it could really not be overturned because of how it was structured. Basically, it was saying that a 16-year-old can't give consent for hormones, but they can. If you know anything about law in the UK, you can be, if you're 16, you can consent to a whole bunch of medical procedures. If you want to have a medical procedure done, you can consent if you're over 16. So, this is a pretty sweet win, I think. I do laugh at TERFs though. Of course, you have a detransitioner here that says, "How does one suck the non-existent?" And Evan says, "I mean, you'd know. You tell me." And of course, why do you think it's acceptable to talk like that? Why do you want to make sexual threats to women? So apparently, Evan is a man when he's making threats, but all the other times he doesn't exist because trans men don't exist. And this person jumps in. You might be jumping the gun, Evan. The judgment makes it clear that the understanding of the effects of purity blockers and consent must be established. I hate to tell you this, you flaming dumbass. That's with any procedure. Any medical procedure you have to understand the impact of the procedure that you're having. Oh, God. Like, these people. I mean, it's so stupid. Clinicians must be aware of the possibility of civil action if full consent is not taken. That's the case with any medical procedure. Any medical procedure. If you're not given the facts, here's the thing. As a medical professional myself, I have to go over all the possible, no matter if they're rare or not. I have to go over those things. Why? It's called informed consent. You need to get that from your patient. You can't just say, oh, you could have a reaction to this medicine and then move on. You have to talk about the likelihood. You have to talk about how, what the odds are. I mean, there's all kinds of things that you need to go through to talk to your patients about so they have informed consent. So this person saying that, it's absurd. And again, some, I can almost tell you the profile. Yeah. Balak bearer fighting for what's really right, not what the woke tell us is right. Gay. So basically, a gay person that hates trans people. This is made even trickier for clinicians to adhere to, given that even the NHS website states that they have no idea about the long-term effects. First of all, they do. There's this thing called pernicious puberty, I believe. And they use what if somebody goes into puberty early, they give them puberty blockers. And they've been doing so forever. This is just a fucking old wives' tale that they don't know the long term. They don't know. You could sit there and say they don't know the long-term effects from puberty blockers for this purpose. But even that's not true. I mean, you can make that argument better than what this person is making it. It's still not a good argument. So I think I just lost my fucking mouse again. This has happened only during the show, so it has to be something that's OBS related, and I think it has to do with my launch pad. So I don't know what I'm going to do to get it back. I'll be right back. I'm going to reboot my computer. I'm sorry I have to do this, but I have to. Sorry, folks. I'll be right back. I promise. So seriously.